I'm Bruce O'Bora. I'm the project architect here for the Carpenters Union Built to Last greenhouse, and I'm here today with Jeff Klimak. He's with Techno Structures, and he's kind of heading up our home automation and energy controls for the home here. So Jeff, why don't you kind of give us a brief overview of what you've got incorporated in the house here today?
Sure, thanks Bruce. At a high level, we've got several different subsystems all tied together and communicating as one system in the home. We have security for intrusion protection. We have a lighting control system that automates all of the intelligent light switches and light fixtures throughout the house. And behind us here we have all of the intelligent thermostats that are communicating with the system as well. So we've got 6 thermostats here. We're down in the basement mechanical room. We've got those hidden out of sight. And then in the various rooms and zones throughout the house, we have just temperature sensors that are communicating with these thermostats. And so in terms of energy efficiency, we're able to monitor and control all of the HVAC, heating, cooling, radiant heating throughout the house from one system.
Okay. Now what we've done is we've taken a lot of extra steps here as far as insulation and things like that to make sure the house is as well as energy efficient as it can be. So hopefully from this you'll be able to kind of tell us where things are, how the house performs as well.
Absolutely. So our system will just simply complement all the other energy efficiency steps that have been taken throughout the home. On average, anywhere from 50 to 60% of a home's total energy consumption come through heating and cooling. So what our system allows the owners to do is to basically prevent the home from heating and cooling when no one's home. So it's sort of an occupancy-based automation system. So the homeowner will have the convenience of being able to push a button on his or her way out the door, and our programs will kick in and basically set all of the thermostats back to more energy efficient settings when no one's home.
Okay, and obviously from everything that's here, a lot of planning things go in as far as when the home's rough framed, you guys kind of come in and make sure everything's routed, located prior before we start doing any finish work.
Absolutely. The upfront planning, as you know, is quite involved, and usually the sooner that technology can be incorporated into the home's design, the better off everyone is, because we can make sure devices are wired properly. What you can't see here is all of the wiring throughout the house. That's all been terminated nice and neatly now. But there's an incredible amount of infrastructure wiring that goes into a project like this, and being able to work with you as the architect ahead of time to get all that planned out before the walls go up is absolutely critical to the project.
Okay, and obviously this is a great location to incorporate things like this. It kind of gives you a clean wall, locate your panels, everything centrally located. Is that pretty much how these things are done?
Ideally, yeah, that's one of the benefits of starting early, is that we can plan to get things like big bulky thermostats off the wall. So in addition to energy efficiency, there's also an impact on the decor of the home.
Other than what's here in place, I noticed you have your touch, your iPad here and things like that. So this is kind of the brains control center. So from there, how are things handled, like upstairs and locations like that?
Right. One thing that we believe is critical to a project like this, and when we're implementing a lot of technology and making it all talk together, ultimately we have to make it very easy for the homeowners to use on a day-to-day basis. And so we have throughout the house several in-wall colored touchscreens that the homeowner can use to control all the aspects of the system. It also communicates with mobile apps for iPhones, iPads, Android devices as well. So whether they're home or outside of the home, they can always use these apps. Very intuitive, easy to use interface to check in on the status of the home, raise and lower temperatures, turn lights on and off, arm, disarm, security, all through a very easy to use interface.
So there's a great amount of flexibility with this system as well.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to necessarily be home, you don't have to be physically with the touchpad on the wall, so it sounds like great options here.
Exactly, and another benefit of the system like this is that over here we have all of basically the brains of the system. So this is the central controller that's managing security and lighting and temperature controls, but what we have the ability to do is to put some programs in there to make things happen automatically for the homeowner. So I mentioned, leaving the house and having temperature set back. We can also do the same thing with lights. So if they've forgotten to turn off the basement lights, for example, when they leave the house, a program running here in this controller can say, turn off the lights automatically for them. They don't have to think about it. It just happens in the background.
And it's, I'm sure you can tell me as well as anybody, technology keeps changing it every day, so this is a system that can be upgraded and modified as we go through time as well?
Absolutely, yeah. We've been installing this basic system architecture for nearly 10 years now, and as new functionality is released by the manufacturer, basically all we need to do is apply a firmware update to a system like this on the panel, and any new features or functionality that's part of that firmware automatically gets incorporated into the system. So, for example, there was a recent update to add Kindle Fire mobile devices to control the system. And so now there's, in addition to iPads and Android devices, we can do Kindle Fires.
Wow, that's great. So it's technology that keeps up to date every day as time goes on.
Absolutely.
That's great. So it won't be an outdated system. We're pretty much have best technology, latest technology as we can for this energy efficient home here, and time will tell how well it performs.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you coming out here today.
All right, thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.